welcome to episode 4 of Cheers to the Week with Elle and Jem. This week we talk about personal progress, the progress of the pod, all the brilliant contributions from the listeners, petrol panics, toxic positivity, and just generally about snacks.
As always. There may be some swearing, probably from Elle, because she loves a cheeky swear word.
Sorry about
And
that.
and also on all podcast platforms, whatever tickles your fancy or you need, sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 4. Yay! How you doing? I feel like, even though it's so for context for people, we're recording a little bit earlier this week.
That's my fault, and thank you very much.
I mean, we're all about flexibility over here.
Aren't we just?
Yes. But still, I feel like we've got loads to catch up on.
Yeah. And we both had very busy weekends, so we've barely spoken.
I know it feels weird when I don't speak to you,
I know, I don't like it.
but it's okay because then it
It's
means we've
okay.
got shit to chat about.
And it means the love's still there, we're fine.
Exactly. The love is always there.
Absolutely. Do you know what? I might be in a mood this week though,
I mean,
because
it's like rally.
for those that can see and for those that can't, it's Pepsi Max this week, not Dr. Pepper, because the Pepsi Max in my house is gone.
Oh no. Do you mean Dr.
Um,
Pepper?
but yeah, I don't even know what I said. Yeah, I meant Dr. Pepper.
You said Pepsi Max is gone, but I get the
Oh,
sentiment.
there we go. The theme of this week's going to be that Elle's overtired and doesn't know what she's
Oh.
saying.
Right, do we want to discuss why you're overtired, or is that for another day?
I think it's just having prep. So I'm having an operation tomorrow, which is why we're recording early.
Yeah,
And obviously that means that there's going to be I'm going to be out of action for a bit. So I've been trying to make sure everything's in place for that time.
yeah,
And it's why is it that things know when you're going to be out of action, and then things that have to happen are still happening? So like T's going to meet his new tutor on Tuesday. So
no.
yeah,
Oh.
so I've got to take him to that. So we'll make it work, Jem. We'll make it work. But
You're doing that on the
yeah,
same day?
yeah. But my theory is right. I'm going to be out of it on Tuesday, aren't I?
Yes.
I think the bad day is going to be Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah,
I think I'll still be on a bit of a like having been knocked out thing. I'll
yeah,
still be on the tail end of that. So I'm hoping that they'll give me a load of drugs and they'll still be wearing off by the time I have to take him to that. And
yeah.
then by the time I get home, I'll be fine.
Right, well, look, I have all my trust in you, so just be careful.
I don't know. Knowing me, I will have overpromised, but never mind. We'll try. How are you?
I'm good. I've had a lovely weekend. Very chilled, very relaxed. I've got so many updates, but what do I
Yes.
do? Okay, I'm going to show you uh, my highlight.
Yeah,
Can I do the highlight?
of course.
I know I always mess up the format, but hey.
It's
So,
fine. Make me work for it.
this, right?
Oh,
So, for the audio listeners, it's just a spray bottle, right? And I think I've discovered like the bare minimum of life, but like didn't even realize it. So,
okay.
when you've got like chronic fatigue and you're tired, plus it's hot weather, like
Yeah.
I go to bed, even if I have a shower, I go to bed and I've got like curly, as we knew from last week's video,
Yeah.
I am a ringleter. Like I've got ringlets naturally if I let it,
Yeah.
bounce. So when I go to bed, I make the effort straightening my hair, and then I wake up like Hagrid, and it's like, but like sweaty Hagrid. Do you know what I mean? It's not even
Yeah.
nice. And then I realised I'd got this spray bottle because I was going to put setting spray in it because I can't do the
Yeah.
pumpy finger things. So I was going to put it in here. But then I thought, wait a minute, what about if I just put water in it, spray the sweaty curly bits, blow dry the front bits, and now I can have like nice, hair. And I know this is so
Yeah.
basic, and like people with fringes have probably been doing this for years, but it's life changing.
Doesn't it go back to Ep1 though, when we were talking about the things that make you feel better, like presentation wise and like just
Yes.
feeling like your best self?
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
a shower to me is like, a big energy, but like if your hair's sweaty, I feel like it tells. I know people probably don't care and they're not even looking, but if I've got sweaty baby hairs,
Yeah.
I feel like oh, she's not had a shower in a couple of days. So,
Yeah. If you look
yeah,
like you feel.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've done this for the past 2 days, done a little pit wash and we're good to go.
Love it.
So I genuinely, that has made my weekend. And
Yeah.
just one of those hacks where it's like, I don't know, what we celebrate the little things, don't we? And I just
We
think,
do.
what a time to be alive.
We celebrate some of the things that, I mean, our voice notes, if they were ever made public, would would cause some right kerfuffle because some of the things we celebrate are, would be TMI for other people, but they're not for us, are they?
They're
So
not.
I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
So that has been a highlight of my weekend. Um, and yeah, and other than that, I also invested in some better hearing aids, which has been fantastic because I got some like cheaper ones and they were okay, they did the job. But these are like really like, I don't know, they're a little bit more subtle, they're not whistling, and it really does make a difference. So I'm just on cloud nine, me.
Investing in yourself is underrated.
It is. I mean, it's a shame that it's like 270 quid for a good, and that's like, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
like thousands, out there as well. But yeah, when you can afford it, it's good to invest in yourself. So
Yeah.
they're my highlights. What about you? What have you been up to?
I've had a lovely weekend. I've done some things that are a little bit out of my comfort zone, if I'm honest with you,
Oh,
Jem. I
oh,
know. And so I've had a bit of a talking to over the last week or so by you and others of my loved ones,
oh,
and that I need to practice what I preach and ask for help when I need it. And
yeah,
I've been let down by a few people recently and felt very on my own, but actually I've been reminded that I'm not on my own. I'm making myself on my own because I'm not asking for help. So
yes,
I've embraced that a little bit, which has been a bit uncomfortable, but I've done it. And I went, right, I'm a dog person. I'm not a cat person. I've had
yeah,
cats in the past. I don't, but they make a beeline for me and I'm not comfortable with it. They know when you don't like them, don't they? And
yeah.
it's a bit. And I went to a kitty cat cafe in Nottingham this
Oh,
weekend. But I don't know if it's because they're really well socialized. Obviously, they are constantly being like petted and like
yeah,
played with. They were lovely. And
yeah.
I quite quickly fell in love. There was a little kitten who was like, I transferred out of my wheel. From the minute I rolled in, he was under my chair and he
Oh,
basically was under the chair for a lot of it. And I
oh.
was like, who am I? Because I actually quite love you. Like, and then he was like coming to peek out and say hello and like wanting a stroke and stuff. And I was like, oh, I actually quite like you.
Oh.
I know. And I watched some horror films.
Did you?
Who am I? I mean, there were a lot of expletives coming from me. A lot of I've realised that I'm not the person to take to the cinema and watch a film because
No,
I cannot be quiet and watch a horror film. That's never going to happen. There
no.
was a lot of swearing, a lot of screaming, but I survived it.
Was this at home or in a cinema?
Yeah, no, at home.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. No, so I don't know who I am this week, but
Wow.
I know,
Well, I'm proud of
leveled
you
up.
for asking for help. Well done. Because I know what you
Thanks.
like. It is hard. And I'm like this as well. Like, I try and do
Yeah,
everything myself. And it it only works for so long, doesn't it? And then
yeah,
both of us kind of have this epiphany of like, oh, wait a minute. Or someone has to tell us and be like, Why don't you just ask?
Yeah. And I think you rely on people and then you think, oh, they're not going to be there anymore. So I need to be able to know that I can do it myself.
Yeah,
And actually, time tells that some people are there and want to help, and I'd want to help them. So it's not being fair, is it, to kind of deny that opportunity? So,
yeah.
yep, I've tried my best.
Well done. Well, I'm going to cheers to you for that. And also, just for anyone listening as well, like, we help in different ways. So,
We do.
even if we can't physically, I don't know, bloody carry 20 stone bag or whatever, like we can like listen to people, we can help organize things, we can book things, like you're not, I don't know, it's hard. Sometimes when you're disabled, you think everyone helps you and you don't help them. But
Yeah.
I think we both help quite a lot of people.
Yeah, we do. And we said for ourselves, didn't we, when you, me, and T had a sleepover at yours,
Mm.
we all contributed different things in different ways and almost like made a whole between us. Like
Yeah.
we all had different strengths and played to them, and that is just life, isn't it? But yeah, sort of my own worst enemy there, and I've, you know, trying to be better at that and to start therapy this week. So I'm
Yeah.
joining you in the therapy crew.
Oh, it'll be great. It's hard, but it'll be
Yeah.
great.
So I feel like personal progress has been the theme.
Yeah. You're really
Yeah.
going for it this week.
And we've leveled up, haven't we? We're now on all your podcast platforms.
Yes, I'm so happy about that.
So am I. That's us believing in ourselves a little bit, isn't it?
Yes. And also that like down to you because I don't know why I was a bit hesitant. I was like, oh, feels like a big move, but it's not. I guess this is us saying we said we were going to do 6 episodes
Yeah.
and basically we're enjoying it that much that we're just going to go for it.
Yeah. And we sort of discussed it all, didn't we? And then I said to you exactly that. I was like, oh, okay, if we just made our sixth decision, because
Yeah.
this this sounds like a thing now.
It feels like a thing and like
Yeah.
I mean, we're enjoying it. That's the main thing. And then, we've actually got people listening, and we had
Yeah.
our Australian follower as comment.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the recent comment?
Oh no, I've missed it.
I'll read it because I just think she's cool. She put, well, that's ain't she? It says Shazza girl, so
Yes.
I'm guessing, but
Fair
please correct me if
assumption.
I'm wrong. Yeah. Um, shall I read it out and we can talk?
Yes. Go for it.
So, thank you for speaking about public bathrooms. They are all about independence and unassisted in Australia, but one of the biggest concert halls and all Maccas slash McDonald's, war veteran clubs and pubs have self-closing doors, so you actually can't go alone. You have to be with a friend that can open the door to let you out. I am also a power chair user. I got stuck at McDonald's that had two of these doors. I got in, couldn't get out and couldn't yell for help or even ring the actual store. I had to ring a Central Australian McDonald's head office number. How wild is that? And I agree, barely any room to maneuver. Scary stuff. It makes me extremely anxious. Why aren't our government buildings held accountable? Here we go, I'm on a rage too, Jem. Ha ha. Then she added another comment. Sorry, it's me again. Just wanted to thank you both for another amazing episode. So happy to have found you. You have such great chemistry together.
I think we do too.
I hope we do.
Yeah.
Imagine if this was fake and like we got off
Oh
and we are like,
God.
oh God, cat's under.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. But
Oh,
how
that's me
lovely is
pressing the
that?
explicit button again.
Yeah. Do. I keep forgetting to tell my mum to not listen to episode 3 because we talked about bending you over backwards.
Oh well.
She might just have to deal with
Hi,
it.
Gaynor.
Hope you're enjoying your sewing, mum. She always watches my videos while she's sewing.
Ah,
Yeah. When my videos are playing at home, right, my dad will go, "Hey up, Jumbo," because he thinks I'm on
you're on face.
FaceTime. Yeah. And my mum goes, "No, it's a YouTube, John." How cute is that?
Oh,
Hello. So
and does the dog react?
the dog, do you know? I don't know. It reacts when I'm on FaceTime. It'll like look up. I'll have to ask her if. Anyway, I'm
Mm.
so sorry. I diverted about three times there, but
Shall we, on your mum's note, I'm going to say a quick personal thank you to Gaynor because she's extended the apocalypse offer to me, and that means a lot.
she has genuinely. It was like she thought about it, and then she was like, just tell her she's welcome at ours, and we'll make sure she's all right.
So, for context for people listening, in my spiral of pity last week of I'm on my own, I, for some reason, suddenly thought, what if World War Three does happen? What if there's an apocalypse? What if there's lights out? What if I'm on my own? Nobody's going to come for me. And it genuinely sent me into a bit of a panic. And I shared that with you, didn't I? And you shared it with your mum, and then your mum thought about it for a bit. Obviously, it
Yeah,
bothered her. And
because
she
there
was
was
like, tell Elle to come here.
yeah. Well, honestly, like we would make sure you're right. I'm sure there's lots of people that would
There
make sure you're
are,
all right.
there are, and I just need to accept that, and that's on me.
Yeah, but it's valid that you felt like that. But you know,
So now we'll be running up the motorway to Pontefract.
yeah, it's not that far to be fair on
No,
the
it's
old day
not.
one.
No, and
So
Connie the Kajar will get us there
yeah,
because I always have petrol in my car because I can't let it go below a certain amount just in
yes,
case. You know, it's like as a wheelie. You can't
yeah.
always guarantee you're going to be able to fill it up, can you? So,
No, I get a bit like that. I get a bit like
mm,
that with food as well. Like,
yeah,
I've realised I've got this thing where if I've got like a pint left of milk, I'm like, I need milk now.
yeah,
And my mum
yeah.
has to be like, no, you don't, Jem. You've got a pint left. And I'm like, no, but what if you die tomorrow and then I've got no milk? Which is just so silly because I can actually get in my car and get milk myself. But like, it's like
Or
my brain just,
Deliveroo.
yeah, what if you break your leg? What if you can't get out? Like, oh my God, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I'm saying. I can't have the car. I can't have the car with, I mean, if it's got a quarter of a tank in it, I will, that's empty to me.
Yeah, same.
Like, it's like I've shifted my empty and I never can go below that because it
No.
scares me.
Well, I'm glad we're both similar in that way.
Always. So, we've had catch up in your highlight. What was your cheers to?
Cheers to, oh, I've done this the wrong way round. Right, we're gonna get props again.
Oh, good.
So
Oh,
for the listeners, wait, shall I take yeah, I'll take the virtual background off so you can see. Oh, that's not helpful, is it? Adjust
we've got half
background.
a.
There we go. Right.
Hey.
So we have Pringles and we have Morrison's because I was too tight to get Cadbury.
Yeah, go
Morrison's
for it.
chocolate spread. And
I'm
I
all here for
thought,
this.
I've never tried this, but I already opened the chocolate spread because I was like, I don't want to faff about. Um, but let's
So, for those that
see
haven't listened to previous episodes, I've been nagging Jem to try my strange combo of Pringles with chocolate spread on because I rave about it. And even Pringles or Ritz biscuits, they both do the same thing. Now, you're going to have to be careful here, Jem, because it will break if you do it too
what's your tips.
enthusiastically.
How do I do this?
Go for the scoop, little scoop.
Can't believe I'm doing this. This feels so wrong. Okay.
Yeah, but it's so right and it'll change your life.
Okay.
Okay.
That. And when I'm
Oh.
editing, I'll mute this so you don't have to wait like, okay, ready? I'm not mad about it.
Okay.
That's quite nice.
Right. Question is, are you going for a second dip?
Yeah,
Because that's it then.
that's like salted. Oh shit, it's crushed. It's like salted caramel, but not.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, wow. Do you know what? I had no faith in that. I was like, this is not gonna be nice. But yeah,
Yes,
congratulations.
thanks. I feel like
That's
that's a real victory because you really have been putting that off.
yeah, I did actually. I was like, oh God, I don't know. I did get those shit Pringles, but I'm glad I got like actual ones.
Yeah, I'm not having you test that out with shit Pringles.
Nah. But yeah, that is my cheers too. I'm gonna do that later.
Yes!
Mm. It's like those breadsticks with the
Yeah, but saltier.
yeah, chocolate dip, whatever it's called. Mmm.
Celebratory dance over here. Well done.
So people listening, I mean, I don't know if yeah, you have Pringles in Australia. Well, I don't know that. It's not different.
Surely.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my cheers. Thank you for that. What's your cheers to?
Proud of you. Well, mine's you this week.
What? Oh
Yeah.
no, you're always good. You do people and I do snacks.
No, you did people and I did snacks last time.
Cool.
Yeah, mine's you. Because I feel like you have consciously backed yourself recently and you've made some moves, you've
I
contacted
have.
some people, you've done some different things, you've put yourself out there, you've been brave, you've
Yes.
started G therapy, that's having an impact.
Oh God, yeah.
And you have been one of my solid people in the last
Hmm.
God knows how long, and I don't know what I'd do without you. And you're just bloody great.
Oh
And I've
my
been watching
God.
you. Yeah, I've been
Thank
watching you
you.
thinking, well done, mate, because there's been a lot of big things. But do you know what I love about that as well? There's been a lot of big things, but you have not been a twat about it. So
Oh,
it's amazing.
I'm going red. No, thank you. It does feel nice. It's so hard though. It's so hard to unlearn like people pleasing, doing things because you've always done it. Like, therapy brings up a lot of shit.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm watching you thinking, like, I know it's hard. You
Mm,
saying it's hard. I can see it's hard. Every single, so it's not like you've made a decision to change things and it's just happened. You're
yeah,
making like hundreds of micro decisions for things to be different.
yeah.
And it is really hard. And you're having your little moments of panic and you're doing all of that. So that I think that's even more impressive because you're making all these little mini decisions that and having these little mini boosts of confidence that are like and moments of brave that are all adding up to big progress. And then you're starting to see it now and it's cool.
Yay! Oh, thank you. I appreciate it does feel big and it's nice to because sometimes you don't look back, do you? You just keep like focus, focus,
Yeah.
focus. So thank you.
Well done, dude.
Thanks, mate. I'm proud of you as well, but we'll do that. I
Don't
won't.
do that, mate. No, can't cope with that. I know I'm a
Thanks.
hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. I can do it and tell you all these things, but I can't take it myself.
But that's why we're good together because we hype each other up. And that's the whole point of the podcast,
It is the whole point of the podcast.
even though I just talk about snacks.
But that keeps us going as well.
Yeah, it does. The big things, the little things, it all adds up.
It does all add up and it's all equally as important. What's your recommendations this week?
Ooh, recommendations. Which do I go for? I'm gonna go for High Potential on Disney
Hmm.
Plus. I'm
Right.
like, I've got just a
Oh,
couple of
I think I've
episodes
seen this.
left. Yeah, and I feel like if there's any neurodivergent people watching that could like confirm it, but I feel like the main character is autistic.
Is she the cleaner with the so not to give away too much, but she goes to clean in a police office and solves
Yes.
crime. Yes,
Yes.
I've seen this. I've actually seen something.
Oh, you say you've
Yeah,
watched it already?
yeah.
Ah, so I'm like 7 episodes in, something like that. And I
Oh, it's
just thought
so
it was
good.
really cool and like I'm still a bit torn with why aren't they just saying, she's autistic or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, well, maybe that's the whole point that they're just trying to show people have got skills and it's not always like talking about disability. It's just they've got this cool way of thinking and like they can actually help people. And I'm really enjoying it. It's really good.
It is
Um,
really good. And she's quite nonchalant about it as well, isn't she? She's just like, she almost sees it as, well, why can't you see that?
yeah,
It's so good.
yeah. And like it does, I guess it does show like, when she can't sleep because she's
Yeah.
thinking about stuff all the
Hmm.
time, which is probably a really big thing. And then when she's like trying to excuse me. It's like bloody chocolate and Pringles. They're trying to navigate like family, with a daughter, and she sees her like swallowing something. And she's like, What did you just
Yeah.
swallow?" Like she's so detailed.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's given a no, it's not given anything away.
No.
But yeah, so that's my recommendation. Really enjoying it.
Yeah, it is really good. I really enjoyed it. I wonder if there'll be another. I hope there's another one because it was,
Mm,
yes. I don't know. I don't know where you're at, so and I don't want to give it away for any listeners, but
yeah.
it is very good. And she juggles stuff.
Oh yeah. She's like
Yeah.
juggles a lot. And it does show like how even though she's like so skilled, she said she can't keep up with a job and I like how it
Mm.
does all that as well.
There's also a nod to the difference acceptance makes. So she's obviously, how do I put this without giving anything away? She's obviously been seen in one way throughout her life, and then she's seen in a different way because she's accepted, and the impact that has on her, her life, her children. And essentially, it just comes down to acceptance. So I think that's
Yeah.
a really cool.
Yeah, very relatable. We
Mm.
all just need to be bloody accepted, don't we?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for the good, the bad, the everything. Like I think it's nice to love people as they are rather than what you want from them or what you think they can be.
Yeah, or what you think they should be, but they're not.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's my recommendation. What's yours?
Mine is Pete Wicks does, so obviously does the podcast with Sam Thompson, which is staying relevant,
Yeah.
but he's started a new one called Man Made.
Oh, yeah.
And it's discussing, so obviously I am the mum of an 11-year-old, an 11-year-old boy, and I'm hyper aware of the sort of toxic masculinity, that easy for you to say, um, thing and positive male role models and what he's seeing on YouTube through different YouTubers and all that kind of thing. That outside influence on him,
Yeah.
I think, and teenage boys generally at the moment is quite heavy. And so this podcast is about what it takes to be a man. And it's like, what makes a real man.
Yeah.
And I think that is, you know, that's intentionally done because obviously that phrase is normally used in quite a negative connotation. It
Yeah.
has quite negative connotations to it. But so he essentially just interviews lots of different people about their experience of men
Mm,
and then goes on to like, what do you think it takes to be a man and what is being a real man? And there's lots of different discussions that come up from that. And I listened to it thinking it was, well, I watched it actually because it's on YouTube as well,
mm,
thinking it was going to be directed at men. But there's female guests and they talk about, you know, different people's perspectives of like their parents growing up, what they've experienced of male role models of any gender. So it's, you know, yeah, it's really good. I think he's trying to bring that narrative of what is it to be a man and
yeah.
questioning those things, but without actively questioning it. It's just a good all rounder. So yeah, I've enjoyed that.
Love that. I've actually watched a couple of episodes. I really like it.
Yeah, I do. And I really like him. I think he's had a lot of personal growth. He's come a long
Mm,
way from different things. He's had a lot of negative experiences in his life. His whole character has been being a grumpy git, hasn't it? And being
yeah,
like, but he's got a real soft side to him. And, part of this podcast is that he's challenging his own perceptions over the years of what it takes to be a man and his own behaviors and everything like that. And he's not coming at it from a place of, I know the answer. He's coming at it from you know, what is the answer? It's almost research purposes that the podcast is done for. So, yeah, I've
I love
enjoyed it. It's been
that.
really good.
Yeah, no, I think it's really great, and it's not bad looking either. And I know we shouldn't put people down
Well,
for the looks, but
there is, there is perks to having it on YouTube rather than having it on your podcast app.
exactly. Look,
I
you're not saying it doesn't play to that a little bit.
mean, just a little bit. And his friendship with Sam is so lovely as
Oh,
well because they are chalk and cheese, and
yes.
they really are. But did you watch all the coverage of the delivery of the soccer aid ball?
Yeah. And when
That
he
had me in
surprised him.
tears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every day I
I
was like crying.
yeah, I'm not very good at like I can't explain it. Because I'm quite an emotional person, but when someone does that, when it's so emotional, I kind of go numb.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because it's so emotional.
Yeah.
I can't like cry at TV or anything.
I mean, I know there's a lot of criticism of things like that because essentially you've got really well off people,
Yeah.
asking people who've got not a lot to donate for a cause and do what. But if you strip all of that back,
Mm,
doesn't matter about Sam's privilege or anything like that. That was a really bloody hard thing he did.
yeah.
Like physically, mentally, emotionally, the lot. That was a really bloody hard thing he did. And a lot of the people that came forward to support him did it because he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, that all shows. And I just think that was the bit that had me. It wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily the bigger picture of everything else. That can go out to debate. I don't, that
Yeah.
I'm not getting into that. But, that was one person taking on one hell of a challenge.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was quite emotional. But then it did make me laugh because he surprised him. He was there emotionally for him. He got on the bike and then he did about 100 meters and was like, nah, mate. So yeah, like,
Yeah. But
you're on your own.
yeah.
I
I
thought, yeah.
he injured himself as well, like on the first
Mm.
day, didn't he? Like something he nearly ruptured.
Tore his, tore his calf muscle or something, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't even walk. I don't want none of that. But like
No.
that must have been so painful.
That's what I mean. The personal challenge of that.
Mm,
Like, I've just got, a lot of time for people who try and take on anything like that because I don't know that even if I was fit and healthy, I don't think I've got the endurance to put myself through anything like that. The
no.
first sight of an ice cream van and a chip shop, I'd be out. Be like, right,
Yeah.
sorry guys, chip butty and a 99, thanks.
It's become very apparent that you love an ice cream.
Do you know what I've realised? Seeing that ice cream van makes me very happy.
I mean, you've managed to slip in the ice cream van like nearly every episode.
Yeah, do you know what? I've not actually realised that, but there is a bit of a thing. That music has got me in a chokehold.
Yeah, well, I know what to do for Christmas now.
Yeah, there's nothing like a 99, is there?
No, is it 99 anymore? What's that sitch?
No. And apparently that's not the case. The 99 is not. I got told off by an ice cream man once for asking for a 99 with a flake, and he said, well, that's what a 99 is. So
Oh,
apparently it's a cone if you have the ice cream, but it's a 99 if you have the flake. But who would not have the flake?
yeah.
That
Also,
feels odd.
why are ice cream people so moody? You always get the moody ones.
Yeah, that's true as well. Who's been horrible to the ice cream people? Because, like, I'm sorry, but they're my favorite people if they're giving me 99s.
Yeah. I remember there was like a rumor when I was at uni That like the blue, this is so silly. The blue sprinkles were like drugs.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there weren't, but people were spreading this rumor. So I was terrified of going to this one particular van because he was sharing drugs, but I think there was maybe an exchange of something, but it wasn't the blue sprinkles.
Imagine.
You know? So naive.
Oh, and you never tried it just to figure it out.
I think I did, and it tasted like popping candy. So I don't think it was
Yeah.
drugs.
I never know how I feel about popping candy. It feels intrusive.
Yeah, me and Jack bought some from Las Vegas. Oh my God, American popping candy is
Is
something
it next
else.
level? Yeah.
We were like, it was a bit, well, yeah, disturbing, but like, yeah, intrusive, you just said that. Like, you couldn't control it.
Yeah. Yeah. And is there really a taste to it or anything other than the experience of it popping in your mouth? I don't know. I just don't know. And then you'll find that like 10 minutes later something pops and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, that's what I don't like.
Yeah, no,
It's like
I don't think
popcorn,
I'm
isn't
a,
it? When you're like
yeah,
waiting and you don't know when it's gonna go.
yeah, no, I don't think I'd want it on ice cream.
No. How do we
It's
get
not,
from that from Pete Wicks?
because they're so food orientated.
We always end up on Snapchat, don't
Always back to the food.
we? Yeah.
So, the topic for this week, again, I'm putting you on the spot because you don't know the. Do you ever want to know? No?
Nah, just hit me with
Right.
it.
Okay, good. Because I've never actually given you that option. It's just like, here's the theme. Right. So, I think we tread this very carefully, but you may disagree. The line between positivity and toxic positivity.
Ooh, that's a good one, yeah.
So, there's got to be an element of positivity to keep you going, but how do you kind of balance between the two?
Oh, okay. Um, I think it's really difficult. Let's start with that because when we live in a world where disabled people are seen as inspirational,
Yeah.
I personally feel the pressure to always be positive because
Hmm.
people are constantly telling me, aren't you amazing? You're so resilient. Like, you're so brave for doing what you do. And so I've always been taught, like, at the back of my head, I must be resilient. I must be brave. I must inspire people, even from like a child, because I'd had school meetings where that was reinforced all the time. Like, Gem's doing amazing, she's doing really well. So for 30 years, I've been doing that. And this is part of the stuff that you were saying to me earlier about what I've been working on. And that's to be vulnerable, to be realistic. And it feels like a version for me as like, I'm not saying it's about sexuality because it's not, but it's like my version of coming out. And I'm like,
Hmm.
hey guys, life's not always hunky dory, surprise. Like,
Hmm.
it feels like it has to be an announcement to be like, sometimes life is shit.
Yeah.
And that feels really controversial to say that because
Hmm.
for all my life I've been told you need to inspire, you need to be positive, and it's amazing. It's amazing to see that you're so positive. So it's almost like I'm rebelling now and I'm going against the grain of what was expected. And that feels wrong. It feels, like last week I was in a shit mood. I was in a shit mood. But every time I said it, I'd go, oh, I'm sorry. Or like, I feel like I
Yeah.
brought the vibe down. Like, I said it after the podcast, like, I hope that was okay because I'm not allowed to be, not allowed. It feels like I'm not allowed to be
Mm.
realistic. So, yeah, I guess for me, that's the background of now I'm trying to be realistic. And if I'm having a shit day, I'm having a shit day, and no one's gonna combust. No one's gonna like shout at me. Like, it's okay to just stay indoors if I can't be asked to
Mm.
deal with Barry and Barbara. So, yeah, it's a long journey, but I think. the whole point of this podcast was to share the realistic positivity, but not hammer it down people's throats.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
I agree. I think I get quite defensive of when I encounter toxic positivity because it feels like it doesn't acknowledge the reality.
Yeah,
It feels like, oh, keep your chin up, you'll be fine, da, 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 da. And it's like, actually, this is really fucking hard. And I need to acknowledge that. And
yeah,
yes, we know we'll be fine. We know we'll find a way through. We know we'll problem solve. We know all of those things, but
yeah,
it's still okay to have a minute where you go, this is shit. And I think it's important to be able to acknowledge that.
yeah,
And, you know, we're both getting better at pushing that out a little bit because I think there's a lot of it, isn't there? There's a lot of, well, like if I can do it, you can do it. And it's like, no, not necessarily.
no,
And, you know, no, not always.
no,
So, and, I get a lot of like, well, if you wanted to go hiking, there's ways and means. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to. Like, I didn't
no,
want to before I was disabled. I don't want to now. Some things I just like to have disability as an excuse. I don't want to. Like,
yeah,
it's fine. Um, and I think it's important to acknowledge that as well, because I think sometimes when you become disabled or you are disabled, you're disabled, and
yeah,
people forget that you might actually just choose not to do those things because you don't want to do them.
yeah,
It doesn't matter that there's a barrier, you just don't want to do it anyway. That barrier can exist, it's fine. It doesn't, for other people that's a problem and that's awful. But so I think it comes down to your individuality as well. Sometimes that toxic positivity seems to take that away a little bit.
yeah, I agree. Do you know something in therapy I learned, well, we were talking about last week was that we realized I feel guilt. This is so ridiculous, and I want to tell everyone this is internalized ableism through and through. But I feel silly for crocheting at home on an evening, right? And this is ridiculous. But I feel like I the barbers of the world would be like, "Oh, you're crocheting on your own on an evening." Like I've got this internalized ableism of like, if I'm not out partying and having a good time 24/7, people are going to be like, "Of course you're on your own on an evening." So
Yeah,
what's that about? Like, and I know it's so
yeah.
silly, but like, we really had to dig deep of why do I think that? And it's because I feel like I have to be shocking and controversial and defy the
Prove a
odds.
point. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's boring.
yeah. Yeah, and you can do those things if you want to and choose to. Like, I've had the same thing. I've not been on, other than like for a couple of drinks at a bar after going to the theatre or something, I've not been on a night out since being in a wheelchair. And
Right,
I've got a real thing about I need to go and do this night out. Like, I
right,
just need to do that
okay,
because I need to know that I can do it. I need to go on a night out in my wheelchair because I've got a really strong fear that some drunk bloke's just gonna wheel off with me and that'll
yeah,
happen. And so I've got this thing, I need to be able to do that. And then I met my friend for tea on Friday night and she went, why? You don't even like going on a night out. She said
yeah,
you didn't like it before your wheelchair. And I was like, well, no, I didn't. And she went, so why do you need to be able to do that? And I was like, well, because it's one of the things I haven't done. And she's like, yeah. And and it took me back a bit, and I was thinking, actually, that doesn't sound like a situation I'd enjoy anyway. Like, so
no,
why do I feel like I've got? But I feel like it's like to be an able disabled person,
yeah,
you've got to be able to do a checklist of things. And even me, I sort of ignored the fact that that's not me anyway. That's not who I am anyway.
yeah,
I'd rather be rolling around Tesco on a Friday night looking at snacks. I'm not like, so why do I need to do that? So, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? How you just think
yeah.
that you have to fulfill these things.
We do. We like to set ourselves these challenges for no reason. Like,
Mm,
it is wild. But with that's I think we should give ourselves credit that we're told by society in order to be a human that is doing well in life, you have to have loads of friends, go out every day, make loads of money, be super kind to everyone. It's like there's so many checklist things that,
yeah,
it's hard to keep up.
yeah, it is. And it does take, you're right, it does take some strength to go, actually, no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, neither of us are financially driven or what's the word, materialistic in any kind of way.
Um,
But when you're not bothered about those things, it's like people think that you're not seeking that kind of achievement, or you're not
mm,
looking for, and it's weird, isn't it? And it's just like I'm not really bothered, quite happy with my minimum. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
I think being disabled as well gives you perspective a little bit and you know, what someone might want a Gucci handbag. We just want a kitchen that we're able to make a cup of tea and get a Dr. Pepper.
yeah,
Like things change and you just you want the basics. And that's okay
mm,
to want the basics and not want a all-inclusive holiday and uh I'm gonna say Madrid. I don't know why Madrid. What's that? Maldives.
yeah.
You know. I mean, don't get me wrong. If someone wanted to gift me a trip to the Maldives, I'd absolutely snap it up. But I'm not. That's not the goal.
No, no, I think it is. And but when you're happy with those little things, I think you are happier generally.
Yeah.
if you if you're constantly striving for the bigger stuff and trying to meet societal expectations of what you should have or what you should be looking for, there's air quotes there for anybody listening,
Yeah.
um then I think it does become that you don't celebrate the success, you look for the next thing, and
Mm,
you don't appreciate the smaller things. And I think when people talk about gratitude, they sometimes talk about being grateful for the big things. And
mm,
actually, I think especially when you're disabled, it's so important to just be grateful for the minute things, you know,
yeah.
espe especially since I ended up really poorly. I'm just grateful to be here.
Yeah.
That's as basic as it is. I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful to spend time with nice people. I'm grateful to be here to see T growing up. Like, everything else, I'll figure out.
Yeah.
That is my baseline. I think when your baseline's that low and you're quite happy with that, that's success in my view.
Yeah. And I do think controversial. Some people are jealous of that.
Yeah, I find it very difficult to not
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. I find it. I've really noticed being online as well that people don't like, it's not everyone, but some people don't like that positivity. Maybe
Mm,
because it pisses them off that, I don't know, I get a lot of the she can't be that happy all the time. Like, she must be putting it on. And you just like, I'm not. Like,
no,
genuinely, a cup of tea is what I love on a morning. What someone said, and you were being nice about it, said, Jem, you come across like you wake up as if it's Christmas every morning. And I was like, trust me, I don't. I hate mornings.
yeah,
But he was just, he was saying that I'm a positive person, but I'm not. I'm just, like you say, the baseline is low, and
yeah.
I'm happy for the little things.
I don't even like Christmas. I hate waking up to Christmas morning every morning.
Yeah, oh,
Imagine.
that'd be a bit too much for me.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm quite happy knowing I've got something nice for tea. No, and nice for tea is like anything. Like,
Yeah,
we're having a picky tea tonight of just stuff that needs using from the fridge, and
yeah,
both me and T are quite excited about it. It's
yeah,
like those simple pleasures in life are the things that make me happy.
yeah,
I'm not. me and my sister-in-law were talking about it about in terms of dating and stuff. We're so low maintenance because take either of us for a drive, a
Yeah.
quick look round Tesco, and like get some snacks and go home, and we're well happy.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't want much.
right? No, not at all. I think I'd be a bit awkward of like, or all the traditional kind of romantic stuff. I don't think I'd manage. Don't think I'd cope. Give me the ick.
Yeah. No. I don't. I'm like, I say that, but I think if someone did it for me, I'd be like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, there's something nice about flowers for no reason or like
Yeah.
just nice things. But it's when it's all the big fancy showboaty like in the middle of everybody and I
Oh
think,
no.
oh no, don't do that to me ever.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't want to be proposed to in a busy street personally.
Nah, nah,
I just wouldn't want that fuss.
no. I'd be cringing my yeah, no. No, I'm not good in those kind of well, we get a lot of those everybody look at me situations
Yeah.
without wanting it anyway, don't we? We
Yeah.
get a lot of like being the center of attention without wanting to be. So
Yeah.
adding to that is like, no, take a lot of that away. And that's
Yeah.
my idea of yeah.
I think that's it, isn't it? We get so much attention that like it would mean more to me. I'm bloody single, but if Prince Charming was to arrive tomorrow, just to let you know, don't do it in the street. I'd want it'd mean more if it was in like a private space,
Yeah.
you know?
In the everyday, God, like
Oh no.
yeah, just ugh,
Imagine,
with
oh
all
my
the
God, that girl in a wheelchair is getting proposed to.
oh, imagine the TikTok or the like
Oh yeah.
he'd be an absolute hero, wouldn't he? What's he doing
Oh
proposing to the girl in the wheelchair?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh no.
no,
No. Blech.
no, no. So, yeah. How did we get from toxic positivity to proposals? But there we are. That's where we are.
I enjoyed that though. That was a good
Yeah,
debate.
it was. I liked that. Now I've failed in the next thing because it says any listeners' questions, and I didn't actually put a box out.
That's all right.
Whoops. Whoops.
But
So
we did read Shazza Girl's
we
comment.
did. We did. And we had quite a few questions last week. And let's face it, we are overrunning massively every week. And this week, if we don't do that, we're actually running to time. So
Yeah, that's true.
that is true. So what are you looking forward to this week?
What
To
am I
do,
looking
to do?
to do? Well, I've still got that shopping trip that I said I was gonna do.
Yes.
But I can't say what it is. But I'm going to London at the
Mm-hmm.
weekend, and it's not for me, it's for a friend who's going to be on
Right.
TV. And
Right.
I'm going to be, they're filming like a day with friends, for like the B-roll of this program.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be in it. So you might see me in the summer in the
Wow.
background of a program. And yes, I'm going to go to London on Saturday and do a bit of
Nice.
filming. So I'll tell you how it
Nice.
goes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, it's very out there, but like, why not?
That sounds like it'll fill your cup.
Absolutely. What about you? What are you doing this week? Well, apart from tomorrow.
Yeah. So tomorrow's my op, and then I think I'll have quite a bit of downtime. I have
Oh God, what?
I have got my hair booked. You know how I had my toner in Ep4, and then I mean, where is it? Where is it?
Yeah.
Um, at the time I had that done, I instantly liked it and thought I'm gonna want this to last. So I'm having the permanent colour put on Thursday.
Thursday, Elle. You're having a nap tomorrow.
I
Are
know.
you all right?
No, clearly not. So, but what I was thinking was, my hair will. So I've washed my hair. You know what it's like? You have to schedule these things.
Yeah,
My hair will be ready for a wash by Thursday. And I'm not going to be able to
true.
shower.
Yeah,
So at least I'll be able to go there, transfer into their fancy sink chair, and at least have my hair washed when they dye it. And I mean, we'll figure it out. If it's really bad, I'll cancel it beforehand. But
yeah.
yeah, I know.
Did
So that's something
did you book that before or after you knew you were having or not?
before.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just happened that
Yeah.
way. But my hairdressers is so booked up that there's no, if I reschedule it, it's going to be 3 weeks' time. And you know me, Jem, I can't do that.
You've got. Do you know what? No, actually, I take back my reaction. I actually think that's a great idea. As long as your energy is good enough and your pain's not that bad.
Well, it's also fed into the asking for help thing because I've kind of gone to Marie, if we can make this work on Thursday, can we make this work? And she's up
Yeah.
for it. She might
Oh,
hate me for it eventually, but I'm stubborn, aren't I? So
yeah,
I'm going to try and make it happen. And it'll pep me up a little bit.
yeah. And if it will pep you up, I'm out for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we might
So,
see what it looks like in the next step.
yeah. And then I'm going to see Shrek the musical on Saturday.
Oh my God, that's
I
exciting.
know. Yeah. So I have seen it before, and controversially, I prefer it to how Lion King's always up there as like the one.
Yeah.
I think Shrek's the one.
Wow. Do you know what? I've never seen Lion King either.
Have you not?
No,
We'll
I
have to
really
go.
want to see it. Yeah.
I think I am Donkey.
Yeah. Maybe when I'm in a mood, I'm Shrek.
Nah, I think I saw a bit of Shrek at the weekend in anticipation of going next weekend, and I was looking at the donkey thinking, I think I'm the donkey. Like, there's a lot of chat, there's a lot of enthusiasm,
Yeah.
probably quite a lot of annoyance. I think I'm the donkey.
Do you know what? It's not a bad thing. Embrace it.
Yeah, so yeah, we've got that as well.
Wow, what a jam-packed week.
I know it is at the place though where they tried to take my wheelchair away. So let's see what happens.
Better bloody not, or I'll have them.
Yeah, I'll update you on that. So yeah, we've got a lot to look forward to.
Yes, what a lovely app. I feel like we've, as always, got, a roller coaster of snacks, deep chat,
Yeah,
and everything in between.
there we go.
So we'll see you. And do you know what? I don't know when we're recording, but we will see you
Yeah,
next week.
we will. For episode 5 next time.
Oh my God. This is the thing now.
It's a thing. Whether you
Right,
like it or not, listeners, it's a thing.
exactly. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.